the third part of our video series, we'll cover Bank of New York Mellon. Symbol is BK. I have laid out all of our levels as we've been discussing this evening. On the far side, we have, the leftmost level. That'll be our Wave 3 and Wave 4 retracement extensions to play with. What A did will be our far right column, and then our middle column will be Wave 5 based off of the Wave 3 extension. Jump right into it. Right now, Wave 4 began on 7 April with the market bottom with everybody else. Wave A moved up to 10 April, and then Wave B had its bottom most likely around 21 April. From that point, we moved into Wave 1 and 3. Let's see, I'm trying to map these out. So we did have a Wave 3 signal on 23 April. And then looks like Wave 5 kind of coasted up, or Wave 4 has been, no, Wave 5 has been coasting up. So this one looks like it may not have much longer to go. It can possibly top within the next day. The next thing we want to look at is, are we time bound? Was Wave 3 shorter than Wave 1? So from an hourly chart, Wave 1 was either 50 hours. Who is lower here? So this is a low of 79.25. This is a low of 79.24. So Wave 1 ended here at 50 hours. And then Wave 3 lasted just slightly more, 56 hours. So we do not have a time requirement. So as far as where Wave 4 and 4C will end, we're looking for our overlap. We've got 100% of movement up here, so we should at least get above 80, and then from there we cannot go any higher than 86. So we do have a lot of traffic here at 80. That's possible, seeing as how we are pretty far into our wave already. We have a Wave 3 signal, again, so that's probably 1, 2, you might be in Wave 3 right now. And then there's no real points where all three of them come together. You have one up here at 83. And then you have another, looks like a pretty good agreement here at 81.57. That looks like that is the level that I did choose during my research. So to bring in my chart, so for our Wave 4 tops, when it comes to retracement of Wave 3's movement, 61% was at 80, 76% was at 82, and 85% was at 83. And then Wave A's extension, again 81.5 matches, and then 81.58 matches on our Wave 3 extension. Trying to figure out what to do at the bottom, so I'm projecting our top around 81.5. We don't really have a top restriction. I'm saying that it may top with the rest of the market around 30 April in the morning. It does not have to abide by the low or the bottom by 12 May. However, BK has been traveling with the market and with the index, so it is quite possible that it does bottom around the same time frame. It did bottom Wave 3 on 7 April, so we'll continue to follow that. Now, when it comes to what will Wave 5 do, we can look back at our extensions down here, and let's make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so Wave 5 has to drop below 70.46, and it can probably bottom around 68, 66, or 64. So BK Mellon's not going to move as much as everyone else. And actually looking at these levels, what they equate to from a percentage base. So if we do top at 81.5 and we drop to that, at least that bottom of where Wave 3 bottomed out, that's only a 13% drop. Compared to the other ones we've been looking at earlier, those were 20% and above. Even if this one goes all the way down to the 138% mark, that's only 20%. Because the move does not have to be as much, and this stock, although it has been moving, it's not been moving too drastically. I'm probably looking again around that 114 extension range, and that would put a bottom around 68 for a total drop from top to bottom of 16%. All right, Next, we'll move into CSCO and call it up with CSCO. All right, we zoom out so you can see on an hourly chart what we're looking at. In this case, wave 3 was shorter, so it lasted 49 hours, which actually is 91 half hours. So 49 hours would be slightly misleading. We're actually looking at 91 half hours. All right, I don't have to worry about this chart over here. So wave 3 bottomed with the market back on at the open on 7 April. Wave A moved up. I'm trying to move him out of the way real quick. Wave A topped around 14 April, went down to wave B. This is much cleaner than some of the other ones we've looked at so far. It's pretty clear that wave A did what it did. I gotta move it again. Wave A, wave B, and then we have a beautiful 5-wave setup already going. So this one is much cleaner. CSCO doesn't really have to go too much further. Right now, wave 1 and wave 3 look roughly the same length. So when it comes to, hey, has that extension wave occurred yet? It's unclear. Wave 3 may have been the extension. It looks like there is an extra bump in there. However, I also see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see a 5-wave structure. So I don't really see the extension. Wave 5 could be our extended wave. If wave 5 is the extension, then it may have a noticeable 9-wave pattern visible. As far as tops and agreements, we have to go at least above where A ended, and that is around 58. So we'll start looking at levels above 58. CSCO's not going to move much because most of our levels are only 1 or 2 points apart altogether. 58, we have some agreement here at 59. So here's triple agreement almost across the board, about 59.5, 59.65. And then from there, your next set of agreement is around 60.54, 60.55. So let's see. I'll pull out our levels here from the research. Our retracements, looks like 58.25 is what I'm calling as a potential target. We had solid agreement across the board. So 58.2 point. This is more of a conservative target. It could go higher. It just depends what the movement looks like over the next couple days. Like I said, we have a really nice 5-wave structure in formation right now. Wave 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4. Everything's almost more perfect and obvious than normal. A lot of the waves lately it's been hard to tell who's who the ones are, the corrective ABCs. This one is not as confusing. So we'll aim for 58 for our top. And when it comes to trying to find the bottom, so I'm projecting the top at 58.25. And then if the top is with the rest of the market, or those other symbols that all kind of agreed around early part of 30 April, it must bottom by 9 May. So this is slightly faster than what we've been seeing everywhere else. And that's because we are restricted to 91 half hours. As far as what does our move look like, so wave 3 ended down here at 52. So we should drop to at least 52 when we make our drop. After that is 114% is only 50.5. 123% is about 49.78, and 138% is around 48.34. I'll bring back those levels to see what the actual percentage from top to bottom looks like. Again, this one doesn't move as much, so if we top at 58.25 and we drop down to the bottom of 3, that's only a 10% drop compared to the other ones that are dropping 25% or 20% or more. This is actually pretty tame. The next level would be a 13% drop top to bottom, and then the 123% fib line would be only a 14% drop. So right now I'm targeting that 123.61%, which equates to 49.78. But again, it's going to be time restrictive. So we'll see what it actually turns into depending when it tops. So if I stretch out my bar here, we'll call the top early on the day. That puts us around here, 9 May, around 49.78. So we'll see how that plays out. The next symbol for this will be Intel. Again, another technology stock. Intel, we'll go back to the hourly, see what we're looking at. All right, so this one has been a little interesting because Intel actually is not following the market at all. I'm going to go back out to a daily. Its current top, while a lot of the other symbols I've been looking at have had recent all-time highs, Intel's all-time high is back here in 2020. I might need to verify. Nope, it's actually even further back. So it topped back in 2000. So he's kind of doing his own thing. Cisco looks a little like this as well. Cisco topped out back in 2000. So we're tracking it from a current movement standpoint. So if we say wave 1 topped with the market, so we're not necessarily in a primary wave structure here, but we're still in some sort of 5-wave, and we could also be in a 3-wave structure. It's unclear depending where we are, but if we say because it topped with the market back February 19th, it did 1, 2, that lasted 100 trading hours, and then 2 jumped up pretty high back on 18 March for its top, which was slightly ahead of the market, and then it bottomed on 8 April, one day after the rest of the market bottomed, with wave 3. So assuming we're at 1 down, 2 up, 3 down, that would put us in some sort of wave 4. And what does wave 4 look like? If we top, so if we call A our first jump up, and that's what it looks like, B is either the bottom on 11 April, or B is the other bottom. And I think this is the one that I went with. It's that second part. So basically, there was a couple symbols, I think even SPY did this, where wave A, the final part of wave A, may have ended up high, but we went for an A, B, C, where C did not go below wave A's bottom. Let me just map that out real quick, because I'm talking about 2 ABCs inside of an ABC, and that can be confusing. So C is wherever we're going to end up now. But then B was composed of an ABC, A, B, and its C was here. Color him differently, minor yellow. All right, so that's what B looked like, where he came down to that point. I'm going to hide that C for now. All right, when it comes to length, wave 1 was 100 bars, wave 3 was 110 bars. We are talking hourly bars in this moment. Therefore, we do not have a time frame requirement for Intel. So basically, wave 5, whenever it begins, it can last as long as it wants to. All right, so for this, as far as going up in wave 1, so we're looking at our signals again. So down here at the bottom, we have some wave 3 signals. So we have our first set, and then we have a gap, and then we have our second set. What we're probably looking at is the beginning. 22 April was wave 1. Wave 2 was the low, and then we start to jump into wave 3 with our wave 3 signals. So wave 3 starts around here. It jumps up again. Wave 4 may have been that low that we experienced Friday at the open. Let's go into a 30-minute, see if we can get some more clarity. Not really. So it looks like wave 2. Yeah, so wave 2, I'll mark these out. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is going to fall in line and end here wherever C does. All right, so our wave 3 retracement levels and our extension for wave 5 is over here on the left. The far right values, this is for what wave A did. So wave A began at 1767 thereabouts, and it ended at 2173. So wave 3 began over here around 1927 and ended at 2155. So we're trying to see where all three of these lines kind of come and tell the same story. You kind of have a level here at 22, so there's one here at 2204, 2208, and you have another one at 2268, 69. You start to get all three of them back together around the 2320 mark, 2328, 2329. A little more agreement up here at 24. So if we're going to top with the market here in the next day or so, way up there in the mid 22 range, that might be too high. I think a safe conservative top is probably around 22 itself. So that's roughly where I've placed my marker. So instead of using a 5, I'm just going to use the C. It's going to be the same concept. I did map out what 205 bars look like, but it's not really important since we are not restricted to time. And let's come down to the bottom and try to see where wave 4 is going to go. Let me bring in our chart real quick so you can see. Wave 3 retracements, so the percentages are on top. The levels equating to it, so 22, 23, 24, and 25. And then our wave A extensions, 21, 22, and then a couple in the 22s before we double up in 23 and 24. And then our wave 3 extensions as well. Quite a bit of them here down on 22s. I'm going with the projected top of 22. We do not have a time frame requirement. As far as fib percentages go at the bottom, so 100%, that's where wave 3 ended. So in that case, wave 3 ended back here on 8 April. So we should drop from our high of what I'm saying around 22 to at least 17.67. And then the levels below that will take us down to 1639 or 1560. And from a percentage standpoint, that's actually on the significant side. If we drop from 22 to at least 1767, that end of wave 3, that's almost a 20% drop right there. If we then go further to the 114% level, that would be a 25% drop from top to bottom. And if we went even further, we're talking close to 30%. So we'll see how this one plays out, but that is the end of this part. I will continue the next set of